Hi guys, Grace here. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. I just wanted to share with you something that I've been hearing about, something that I've seen from a couple different companies. It's really an unethical sales tactic that is hitting dentists pretty hard. So I want to make you aware of it. The first thing is, in life, when things seem too good to be true, they sometimes are. So be aware of the company that will first show you results and then get you to sign a long-term contract, and then what's going to happen, the results are going to diminish. And I'll tell you why. Anybody could take a couple $1,000s that you pay towards a setup fee, and they could take that initial money and dump it into pay-per-click ad budget or a Facebook funnel campaign and generate a few leads. So really anyone can do that. If you invest enough money for a lead, you're going to get it. So imagine this. This company says, don't worry, we're going to show you how it works. You're going to see a return, and then you sign our contract, right? So all they have to do is overspend for a handful of leads for you and hook you into an annual contract. Now, what happens? Okay, so a lot of times these companies do not have transparency with your marketing budget. So what does that mean? That means that you may be paying them $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, and you are assuming that that money is going towards your marketing, right? So you're thinking, well, for $1,000 a month on Facebook or Google, I'm going to have pretty good exposure. And they've built your trust because they've initially invested that money in one day or 1 week. So they've taken your $1,000, $1,500 budget and they've spent it in a day or 2 days. They've generated a few leads. Now you get excited because you think, oh wow, this really works. And then what happens, right? There's no transparency in your ad spend. So they don't spend as much money. So gradually over time, they pull the money off of your campaign, and they're taking that pool of money from sales, and where are they putting it? They're putting it into the new client. So the new client that's just getting started in their first 5 days, they're going to see 3 or 4 leads and get all excited, like this is how the marketing works, and they sign a contract, right? And then what happens? The marketing money gets pulled from their account and it gets given to who? The next new client. And so this builds up people's hopes at the beginning of a campaign. It gets them seeing so that they become believers, and then they take that pen and they sign on the dotted line and they sign a long-term contract. Now, if these companies really believed in what they were doing and they really had the ability and the integrity to effectively and ethically optimize a campaign for the long term, it wouldn't operate this way. They would come up with a budget that you're comfortable with, they would set expectations, and they would build your following over time so that your new patient acquisition cost is lower. They can't afford to continue operating the way that they operate at the very beginning to show you those results, right? So I want you to be aware of this. Anytime there's a long-term contract involved, there is likely a reason for that contract, okay? So be aware. Another thing that I'm seeing people do is saying there's no startup fees, but you can pay over 36 months. So now you're really stuck with this company for a very, very long time. I talked to someone this past week who was with a company that, again, it's one of those guaranteed, you get 20 or 30 leads and you pay for leads. This model is also broken because what's a lead? Well, for you, a lead may not be someone that's going to Google searching free dentistry. That's not a viable lead for you. They're going to call, waste your time, and you're not going to be able to convert them, and you're going to end up paying for each one of those phone calls. So if that structure actually incentivizes the marketing company for running low quality ads, and if you read the fine print on these companies' contracts, a lot of times it says, well, your guarantee, right? They say they guarantee. This is what they guarantee. When they don't get the results that they promise that they're going to get, they give you a free month. Well, what's a free month of nothing worth to you? It's worth nothing. So just because something says like 20 leads guaranteed, and their advertising is not calling it leads, it's calling it new patients. They are counting people who never, ever, ever come to you and never even make an appointment. They're counting those as new patients. So read the fine print. Don't sign long-term agreements. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about how the marketing is supposed to work. In 2019, the technology is fantastic. It is so far superior to what it was in 2009 when I started this business. We can now generate repeat visitors, repeat exposure. And remember, people have to see your message 7 times before they even remember who you are. So we get these ads out, we get social media posts out, we get SEO going, we get pay-per-click going, and anyone who clicks through on your high quality content, your branded content, they're now in our funnel. And so what does that mean? We can now show them your ads over and over again for a much lower cost. So if you are, you've been with us for a while, you're an existing client, you've only done some SEO, you've dabbled, but you're kind of ready to like bring it to the next level. Pay-per-click ads with retargeting works very well. It's very cost effective. And Facebook ads with retargeting works very well. And when they're all working together, you're able to stay in front of people who have already expressed interest in visiting you and have already visited your website. So it's fantastic. It's not that complicated. It can be expensive. I mean, it depends on what you consider to be expensive. But at the end of the day, it's not about cost. It's about return on investment and value. So my approach has always been communicate your true value, communicate who you are, craft your brand, craft your reputation, put out quality marketing that's going to bring in people that fit your practice philosophy, and keep them in your funnel so that the longer you market, the better it works. Not the other way around. It shouldn't be day one, you get 4 or 5 leads, your mind is blown, so you sign away your firstborn child in this ridiculous contract, and then the returns diminish, I promise you, every single time. So if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Watch out for these contracts, read them carefully, know what you're signing up for, and if you need some help creating a marketing program, just contact me. I'm here for you. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.